Match day 2 in the UEFA Conference League threw up a few surprises. Let's go through the 5 main highlights, guys. Let's have a look how the sides from the British Isles and beyond got on in Europe's tertiary competition this week. So we're going to start in North Macedonia, where Shelbourne of the Republic of Ireland went to face Shkedia of North Macedonia, probably saying it incorrectly. This was not played in the home side's actual home stadium. Their regular home stadium is not fit for European competition, so they instead played in the National Stadium of North Macedonia, which you might remember from seeing in the England games back in the day. But yeah, this was a 1-0 loss, unfortunately, for Shelbourne. They did manage to get a point in their opening game of the season against Hacken at home, although it was not their home either. It was Shamrock Rovers' home in that one. But yeah, this easily could have been a 0-0 draw. This should have been a 0-0 draw. 92nd minute own goal. Paddy Barrett putting into his own net. And he had to make contact with it. If it wasn't for that, there was a player from the opposition that was literally getting an open goal. As poor as the finishing was in this game at times, I mean, you're not expecting a high-quality match against these kind of sides in the Conference League. Let's be real here, guys. He would have scored. So he had to make contact with it. Unfortunately, it was the touch that brought it into the net. Shelbourne came very close on a number of occasions. I think they hit the post in the second half as well. They gave a decent account of themselves, I must be honest, on a big pitch, all the way out there on a Thursday night. Very difficult for the Irishmen in this one, but unfortunately they lost. But they will take solace in that. They are definitely doing better than their league rivals, Shamrock Rovers. We'll talk about them shortly, but yeah, they're not doing too badly at all to say this is their first Conference League campaign, and they will take some confidence from that, no doubt whatsoever. Aberdeen, though. I'm going to take no confidence from their match. They went to Athens. Now, a few people were saying in the previous video, 5-0. You're going for a 5-0 loss for Aberdeen. That's disrespectful. That's too much. They lost 6-0. And I watched the highlights of this one. I didn't watch it live. I watched the highlights of this one. It could have been 10. It could and should have been 10. Athens had so many chances. They absolutely tore Aberdeen apart. Aberdeen are doing terrible this season. They might get relegated for the first time in their history from the SPL. They're doing really bad, but this was terrible. I mean, at least against Shakhtar in the opening game, they managed to get a goal. They managed to get a few goals, give a good account of themselves relatively. How poor they've been in domestically, but yeah, that's the kind of result that... I mean, Scottish teams in Europe this season absolutely suck, like genuinely. They're awful. Do we really need to go into more detail about this? Watch the highlights if you want. It's genuinely funny, to be honest. I mean, if any Aberdeen fans actually went out to Athens to watch that, I really feel for you. That is a long way to go. That's a long way to go to get absolutely tore a new one. Oh, man. But yeah, good news story, though. Lincoln Red Imps. They did it. I mean, I think I went with a 5-0 loss for this one as well. Lech Poznan, a decent side. They won their first Conference League match of the campaign convincingly at home. Lincoln Red Imps, though, at Europa Park, I believe it's called, their stadium. I think all the Gibraltar sides play in the same ground because, it's a tiny little country. They did it. They won. They won 2-1. Gomez, Christian Rutens with the goals. Unbelievable stuff. You would think after that 77th minute penalty that Lech Poznan scored from Ishak, you would think that their head would drop. A draw would be a good result. It'd still be a great result and landmark result for Gibraltarian football. Absolutely, no doubt. But they went and won. They came back. Incredible stuff. I wish they had the highlights of this online. I'd really love to watch it, but unfortunately, I can't find them anywhere. But yeah, unbelievable stuff. Lincoln Red Imps. If I had a hat, I would take it off to you guys. Genuinely. Performance of the week for sure. From the British, Irish, and the sides from the overseas territories in the UK. So yeah, fair play, man. Fair play. Because Crystal Palace... You would have bet your house on them winning this one. You would have bet your house on it. They just didn't turn up. They just did not turn up. They lost 1-0 at home against Larnaca. The first ever European game played at Selhurst Park in this stage of the competition. They obviously had a qualifier to go through. They put a good side out. They put a really strong side out. They rotated a little bit. Wharton was on the bench. They put out a strong side. I mean... they didn't really rotate at all for this one, and they lost, and they look awful. You know, this might be a kind of case to actually just rotate your squad a bit more. They've got a lot of games coming up. They've got the League Cup coming up. They've got another Europa Conference League game coming up as well pretty soon. So, you know, this is a real case to maybe actually rotate, get some freshness in the squad, because they just look laboured here. They bossed the ball, but they made no opportunities. They look so average in taking them. And Larnaca, with basically their only shot in the entire game, managed to win it. Fair play to them. They've got 2 wins out of 2 of the Cypriot side. There are no mugs at all in this level of competition. Not at all. Although, Shamrock Rovers, they're looking like mugs this season. I mean, last season they were one of the surprise packages. I think did they get top 8? They nearly got top 8. It was close. You know, they did really, really well last season, but they were just well beaten by Celje. Yeah, again, Celje are not that bad of a side. I think they're Slovenian, unless I'm mistaken there. I think they're a Slovenian side, and they are top of the Slovenian league as well. They're absolutely flying. They're unbeaten. Wow, 10 wins and 2 draws from 12 games. They are absolutely bossing things right now over in Slovenia. But, you know, at home, Shamrock Rovers, you expect to do better than this. They had opportunities, they just didn't take them. Celje had opportunities and they took them. That's kind of it, really. Kovacic with a brace away from home in the first half, and that was kind of the game put to bed. And that's another side that won 2 out of 2. That's another side that won 2 out of 2 in this competition. So, yeah, there we go, guys. Those are the 5 main highlights, the 5 games. I mean, a real mixed bag for the sides that I normally cover in this, except for Lech and Red Imps. Fantastic, brilliant stuff. But the rest of you guys, man, apart from Shelbourne, none of you guys performed well in my opinion. But there we go. Now it's another match in Europe. I mean, Europa Conference League's not so easy. You know, even though Chelsea made it look easy last season, it's not easy. You know, even a side like Crystal Palace, they can make mistakes. They can slip up, and they very much slipped on a banana skin last night with Larnaca. But yeah, bananas in Larnaca. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on from that. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you want any weird puns like that. You want to hear some more of them, you know where to stick. You know where to go. Keep it here on thefootballchronicle.com. And we'll see you soon, guys. Have a great day. Have a great weekend.